gang, welcome back to the channel. It is Kay, your spiritual witch, your astrologer and numerologist. So today I'm coming at you with a really quick video on how to calculate your personal year number and what the years mean. So do check the playlist for numerology, because there's another video that I did on life path numbers and so forth, and you might find that interesting also. But everything as well will be time-stamped, so if you've gone through this and you work out your personal year number already, you can just jump to whatever year you want to know about. Just check the description box. So let's start. What is the personal year number anyway in numerology? Well, each year that we have will have a universal number. So for next year, 2022, it's going to be number 6. And when it comes to the personal year number, it said that this number will represent the kind of energy for the year coming, or the energy of the year that you're trying to calculate. It could shape and give you the experiences for that year, depending on what the number is and what the number means. So each year of your life is characterized by a number in numerology. And if the universal year number, so say for example number 6 for 2022, is the same as your actual personal year number that you calculate, it said that you will have a very harmonious year. So if you come out with the number 6 and it's number 6 for the year, for example for next year, you're going to have a very harmonious year. So the numbers go from 1 to 9, and this starts from basically as soon as we're born. As soon as we're born, each year that we have is a year number. And 9, like years 1 to 9, are a cycle. So you can think of it of like a continuation, if you like. So how do we calculate the personal year number? It's very, very simple. There's only 3 or 4 steps. First of all, you need to know the universal year number for the year that you're looking at. So let's just say we're looking at 2022. So we know that the number, so not the personal number, the universal year number is 6. And we find that by 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, that would give us 6. Now, to get your own personal number, you would just take your month of birth and your day of birth and add them together. So, for example, if you were a Scorpio, you were born on the 15th of November, you would just add 15 and 11 to give you 26. Then you'd have to reduce the 26 down to a single digit, which would be 2 plus 6, which would give you 8. So that would be your actual personal number. It would be 8. Then you would add together your birth number and the universal year number. 8 plus 6 would give you 14. Reduce that down again. 1 plus 4 would give you 5. So for this person who would be a Scorpio, their personal year number would be number 5. So what do these year numbers mean? If I was number 5 and I was a Scorpio, what am I in for? What kind of year would I have? So let's start. So for example, your personal year number was a number 1. This is definitely about a year of originality. It is the first year of a cycle, so it's starting afresh, clarity over where you've been, because bearing in mind you would have just had a 9 year before, so you can look back at where you've been and know where you're going under this cycle. It is very much about leadership, direction, and being independent. Number 1 is a very, very independent number. It's a soul number on its own. So it's all about a year of gaining your own kind of self-confidence and being able to do things for yourself. You could say the overall theme would be like a focus on you, your growth, your development, your wants, your needs. It's all about you, number 1. So that's if your personal number is number 1. If you have a personal year number of number 2, this is obviously a dual number, and it is about growth and development. So you're moving from being independent and you're moving on to, duality and coming together and development. It is a year of expansion as well, which is obviously another form of growth. And your theme here could be bringing together what was started the year before in your year number 1. Okay, bringing it together, developing that, or even developing yourself or another area of your life in some way. So number 2 years are very much about development, so you've had an independent year, you know where you're going, you've set yourself all these goals. This is me, I've done all this stuff for myself. Right, now how am I going to develop that? So you move that forward in year 2, yeah? Now year 3s, this is quite a fun year. I've had quite a good for you, personal number 3 years. But this is a year of socializing, meeting people, getting out there, you know, making contacts. 3 is a very, very spiritual number as well in numerology. So it could be a year where you connect with spirituality, or it plays a big part in your life. It's also a year of building your talents because it's about creativity as well. Generally a fun year, and romance can come up in 3 years as well. So if you're looking for love, or if you've ever fallen in love, you might want to look back and see, oh, was I having a 3 year? What happened there? Because 3 years are quite good for new beginnings with love. So the general theme for this year, if you're having a number 3 year, is about coming out of your comfort zone or your old routines. Yeah, you're moving into something new, you're really branching out there, you're really meeting people and kind of, you know, not just being a solitary person on your own, you're really, really heading out there. So this is a nice year. I do like 3 years. I've had quite a few myself, as I've said, that I've enjoyed. Okay, so personal years number 4s. These are very, very different from the fun-loving year that you would have had before, or hopefully that you had before in a 3 year, because this year is quite a serious year. This is about building foundations, roots, stability. It can also be a very money-orientated year as well. So if you've ever found yourself in life where you started a new year and you think, right, you know what, this year I'm focused on my money, I'm going to get this correct, I'm going to do this, I'm going to pay off my debt, I'm going to save this, that and the other, and a lot of your goals are around money, you might want to look back and see if you were having a personal year 4, because it's quite possible that you were. But in this year, generally is a theme, it's like increased responsibilities. You know, you're really, really working with intention and focus and direction in this year, because you would have started out with, you know, a brand new self at number 1, you know, developed yourself, got out there and had all this fun, and now it's like, okay, now I'm ready to build a solid foundation. Oftentimes house moving can come up in 4 years as well, or buying or selling property can be quite a big thing in 4 years, because it's about laying down your foundations this year. It's also, like I said, about money as well. So this is quite a serious year, 4 years. So when we get to a personal year number 5, after we've had a bit of fun, after we've you know, built our foundations, or tried to build some kind of foundation, 5 years are freedom years. You know, this is like some kind of breakthrough year. We tend to kind of have our breakthroughs here. So if you place down any roots or foundations in your 4 year, here you might have a breakthrough and some kind of freedom, joy, new horizons. You know, you might be looking at life very differently. This year is about, you know, different routines and overall expansion. The theme here for this year can often be a release after all the hard work that you maybe would have had in a 4 year, if you really paid attention to what you were supposed to be doing last year or what the theme was. This year it can feel like a release, like a breakthrough year. It's quite a, well, it is what it is. If it's a 3 year, you know, anything goes in a 5 year, but it is about freedom essentially, and this will mean different things to different people. Freedom will mean all kinds of different things. You know, it could be freedom from you know, a partner that you don't want to be with anymore. It can be very, very different, but essentially 5 is a freedom year of joy, and basically seeing things from quite a different point of view in a 5 year. So when we get to a personal year number 6, this year is all about potential and love and education. This year, what can come up a lot for people. So 6 generally, even if you look in the tarot, 6 and 7 can be like numbers of potential for success, and that's what we're dealing with here. It is about responsibility to continue a journey. So bearing in mind that a 5 year before might have been about freedom, you know, you might have been getting out there, a little bit of joy, you might have been having quite a carefree year. When we get to 6, it's about, okay, knuckling back down and taking responsibility for you to continue the journey that you're on, that you would have hopefully if you've committed to a journey. Now, love, marriage, serious commitments can come up here. It's also a year of healing, education and self-love as well. It's quite a balanced year as well. So this year, the theme could potentially be, you know, realizing who you are and being very, very responsible for your life, self-love, and continuing on the path that you are committed to. If you're committed to it, could be a big thing for this year as well. If you're having a number 6 year, it's about, okay, this is what I've started, so let me continue with this, let me take this to the next level. What potential for success is there now? And you may even get married. You may even get married. You know, you may even, you know, have, maybe you met someone in your 3 year, in your romance year, and now we're saying, okay, we're going to make this a more serious commitment. So 6 can be quite a nice year for marriage as well. Now, year 7 is I don't want to say this is a very dark year, because it's not a very dark year, but it is a year of withdrawal. You know, a 7 year is about reflection, and it's about the inner journey, looking within, self-observation, being very, very self-centered around you and yourself and your inner growth. It can be quite a spiritual year as well. So things like analysis, intuition, and searching for the truth, quote unquote, or your truth, or whatever the truth is to you, is a big thing in years 7. Oftentimes when we get to our 7 years, something could have happened. Something could have happened in year maybe 5 or 6, especially years 5, because that is a freedom year. And you look back at your experiences and think, God, like, this happened or that happened, what have I learned, what should I have done differently? It's kind of that point in life where we look back and we do this kind of growth, but from an inward point of view. So it's not growth that's on display, like, you know, where we financially level up, or we buy a new house, or, you know, we have some kind of material gain to show that we've really leveled up in a way. This is like a level up from the inside. So it's a very, very reflective year. So the theme often for 7 years are, you know, a journey within, looking around at what you've learned or what you need to learn, lessons from the past, you know, in life to move forward, and self-development can often come up in a 7 year. So if you find yourself, you know, listening to lots of audiobooks on a certain topic, or reading lots of books on a certain self-help topic, or trying to improve yourself or upskill yourself in some way, if you've ever found yourself having a year like that in the past, look back, because you could have been having a 7 year. But if you're going into a 7 year, then this certainly could be the theme for you as well. Or even if you don't feel that it should be a theme for you, it's a good year for it. It's a very, very good year for self-development on an inner level. So when we get to personal year number 8, this is the year of the winner. Or we could say this is our year of winning, because it's about achievement, rewards, being very, very in control and sure of who you are and what you're doing and where you're going. It's also a very prosperous year as well. So your finances could be looking really good. Bearing in mind, if at year 4 you were building your foundations and becoming quite stable, then obviously a couple of years after that, double the time, 4 years after that, you could really reap the rewards of whatever you were doing at your 4 year. Even if you weren't doing anything at your 4 year, if you've been doing anything over the years to work towards some kind of achievement, an 8 year, you could see the fruits of what it is that you've been doing. You could have like a status increase, you could have promotions, you could have recognition for whatever it is that you're doing. So the theme of an 8 year is really the year of the winner, I like to call it. It's, you know, what you set out to do can really be achieved in an 8 year if you really work towards it. You can kind of see this year as like your, I don't want to say the last push or the final push, because obviously we can always make the most of whatever opportunities come our way in life, but it's an opportunity to really focus on gaining whatever it is that you wish to gain in life, or making whatever changes it is that you wish to make in life in terms of your own personal success. Now, this will mean different things to different people. Success means so many different things to people. Some people it's financial, some people it's not. It's, you know, success is just not about money. It's just about achieving something else or doing something else in their life. So it will resonate differently. But a year 8 year is about whatever success means for you. This could be the year to achieve it, especially if you've been doing what you should have been doing and laying the foundations at year 4. So it's a real level up year and about accumulation this year. Personal year number 9 is like the missing piece to the puzzle. It's like the completion, yeah? It's like snapping into place the final thing that you need. It's a very knowledgeable year, a very higher self year. It's a very the energy kind of resonates with the number 9 year of basically knowing where you've been, because you would have just done this whole cycle, you know, from year 1 to 9. So if you are in a 9 year right now, or you're about to go into a 9 year, I want you to look back at the past 8 years or the past 9 years that have happened. If you've just had a 9 year and you're going into a 1 year, or if you're about to enter into your 9 year, however it resonates, if you're, whatever reason you're here looking at a 9 year, this is about a completion of a cycle of whatever's happened over the last 8 years. So really think about what's happened. This is a year to tie up loose ends, to look back, to find peace and completion, especially peace. It's something that I really want to emphasize, because this is like in terms of numerology, this is the end of the cycle. Yeah, it goes from numbers 1 to 9. So 9 is like our highest level number and the number of, you know, finality. This is it. This is the final phase. So this is a great year as well. It's also a year for preparing to transition into a new cycle. So you can expect in a 9 year that whatever you've been through, whether it's been good or bad, it's about something new coming in, yeah, and really just finalizing the energy that's been around you for the last 8 years. If it has been a difficult 8 years, or you've had a lot of ups and downs in the last 8 years, then your 9th year, really relax, because it's coming to an end now. Hopefully, you know, it's coming to an end, or this is your opportunity to really put whatever's been going on to an end. So the theme for a 9 year is about obviously endings, death, not in the literal sense, but death is in, you know, maybe something leaving your life or falling away, or a different path being taken. You know, it's about something dying away, but not literally, you know, just an ending to something. It's about rebirth, finishing off what you've experienced in the past to prepare for your year number 1. So year 9s are quite powerful years. They're very, very powerful years, and they're great years for learning lessons as well. They are wonderful, wonderful years for this. And again, it's like a sense of inner growth as well. Inner growth, but more on a deeper level than you would have probably experienced at a 7 year. A number 9 year is just like the finality of all that. It's a really, really great year. So that's it, guys. Those are the years 1 to 9 in terms of personal years for numerology. So what year are you? What year have you just had this year? Or whenever you're watching this video, what year have you just had? What year are you going into? Work it out. Let me know in the comments. Drop your years in the comments. How does it resonate for you? Have you found that any of these energies, which they say in numerology relate to the different kind of years that we have resonated in your life? Are you looking forward to the next year that you're having? Are you glad the last year's over? How are you generally feeling about numerology year numbers, given that you now know what year you've probably just had, or the year that you're in now, and the year that you're going to go into? So how do you feel about it? So you get in the comments, let me know how you're feeling. Give the video a like as well if you haven't already done so on your way out, because it will really, really help me, and it will let me know if you enjoyed the video. And do check out the playlist as well. I will link to this video the life path number numerology video. It might just pop up somewhere here as I'm speaking, if it hasn't already, but I will definitely link it in the description box below. And if you do enjoy things like numerology, astrology, then consider subscribing, and also do check out the link for my Patron as well, where I do go over a lot of this stuff and do help others and teach others a lot of this stuff on numerology, astrology, and all that good spiritual stuff like that, if you like it. So take care, keep well, have a wonderful year, or enjoy the year that you're in, and I'll catch you in the next video.